Just be in your seated position for a moment and have a look. I'm going to sit with my legs crossed in this way, coming forward slightly. All right, I'm going to see that I'm taking my arms forward like this, abdomen to spine, and then bending at the elbow and reaching those elbows up like points of a pencil. They've got to be so sharp. And they need to go back, arms in, need to go back. And then we slowly see, can you get that straightness with the forearms too? So you've got to see that all the back muscles have now connected and you just keep going up. Keep going up. Okay, so those of you who are finding strain, it's so hard in your lower back, in your upper back, go higher. Sit on a higher support. Be in that position. Those of you who are managing, then cross your legs the other way. Come on, everybody now. See that you take your arms together with the opposite leg crossed this time, and then see, are you able to come here? Okay. Keep that lift of the sternum chest. And now can you take those arms up? Very demanding. And breathe at the same time. So some of you will struggle with this. Don't worry. This is a challenge. If you need to take those arms apart, those palms apart, then do so. That's not a big issue here. What you need to understand completely is how you use your limbs to get access of the spine. This is really what we want to create, some mobility, some movement, want to build up strength, support, build up the immune system from really precise symmetry and alignment. Okay, so you can see here that I've got the supports all ready for my Utthita Hasta Baddangusthasana. Now, if you see here, I've got the brick on top of a chair. Now you can use the back of a settee, the back of a dining chair, even a dining room table would work quite well in this situation. If your knees start to bend, you know you're on a bit too high a support, and therefore you have to get a happy medium. It might be that you have some foam pads on the chair so that you can put your foot onto. All right, just take a look at the screen for a moment. So the feet are going to be together, and then we take the right leg up. So most of you will be quite familiar with this action. Now, when you're in this position, you have to use your arms to activate the chest. Remember where our arms were here. They were here and they were straightening. Well, we want to get this connection with the legs firstly. And this means to say that we can give a little bit of a tug and pull this outer hip back. Be in this position. Be lengthening, connecting, keeping that support, keeping that awareness, keeping that understanding. Okay, come on, your turn now. All right, if you haven't already, get yourself onto the chair, right leg now. So see that the right leg is on the chair and you're lifting up really nicely. Tug on that belt, lift through the center of the body, pull back with that outer hip, and now become aware of the roll in your back. So you've got to lift from the back of the sacral area. Lift from the back of the sacrum. Yeah, it makes a big difference, a big change in the body. All right, let's do the other side. So, left side now, just don't quickly do this. You need to stand so that your feet are facing forward. Your left leg is on the support, and then we take the support and we lift up. Keeping the connection. Can you lift from the back of the sacral area? Can you lift from the back of that standing leg? Lift up. Lift up. Keep that action. Keep going up. Getting this understanding, getting this awareness. See that you tug on that belt a little bit more. Breathe. Keeping that action. One more lift, one little bit more of energy going into that action. Drive down with the standing leg, but lift up. Yeah. All right. Well done. Release. Standing Tadasana with the feet together. Take the weight right back into the heels. Keep the lift all the way up through to the center of the body. Soft inhalation, exhalation. And breathe. Be aware of your inhalation. Be aware of the exhalation. Okay, release in. All right, we've got a little bit more of a challenge this time. So if you find balance is a little bit difficult, then do be by a wall or nearby. Be at the correct height for you. So if your knees are bending, you need to go a bit low with the leg. All right, so we've got all of those qualities, all of the qualities that we had previously with the belt. This time, oh yes, we're going to bring the arms into this position. Now you've got to lift up through the pelvis, lift up even more, lift up even more. And then we get this action. Now you want to keep these elbows back. I'm not so worried about the arms being completely straight, but the elbows have got to lift up. As I said, you've got to point them like sharp pencils, and then we extend the arms up. And breathe. So you've got to find focus in this position. You've got to find that there's a depth in the creases of the thighs. There's a pulling back with that outer hip. Such a strong action. As if you find balance is a challenge, then do place yourself in a position where you just maybe hold on to a wall, or to have that little bit more stability, or take the leg down a little bit further. Just look straight forward, glance forward, facing forward, breathe, see if you can get those palms together. You want to work on the sharpness of the elbows. Don't worry so much about straightening the arms first time. This will come, this is your practice. You can practice this several times and see if you can get those arms a bit straighter. And then releasing down. Okay, so have a look at the screen again. So the left leg goes up. Same thing, you might find that this is a little bit harder. Level your hips. Remember when we had the belt, there was this pull on that outer thigh. Get that pull. Then taking the hands, lifting the chest, pulling up the kneecaps and thighs. And then we go, can you do, can you do, can you do? Can you get that lift? Can you get that extension? Such a deep action. Groins really nice and long. So if the arms are to here, don't worry, it's not punishment. You've got to see that you work towards that straightening gradually. So you've got to deepen the groin action as you go up, as you go up. Come on then, a little bit longer, a little bit more in this action. See if you can get this connection, taking the foot, and then seeing, can you get those arms? Can you get those pencil points of the elbows going right up to the ceiling? So such an important action. so much concentration and balance, so much stability and strength. So you've got to ground very strongly into those legs. Very good. And then release in. Stand in Tadasana, recover for a few moments. Take the weight right back into the heels and lift up. Soft inhalation, soft exhalation. So what we're going to come for now is half handstand. So we do this by taking the legs up to the wall. Now, sometimes the measurement can work, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So we turn ourselves around and then take the feet back, look forward. So you want to look forward and then bounce up in this position. All right, now we'll all start off with this action. All right, have a couple of goes. See that you take the legs up, down, take the legs up and down again. Okay, and then release in. All right, have a break for a moment. Just have a look at the screen. So you can see here that I'm coming into my Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Now, I want to see that I lift this lower back really well. But also, equally, those arms are working as if my arms were working in the same exercises that we've been practicing. So if I was here, my arms would be really strongly lifting. So you've got to imagine you're back in that position. Draw the abdomen in, look forward. Now draw those back ribs deeply in and see, can you go up? Now, if that's really challenging, then do the other way around. You've got a choice. But a lot of the reasons why people find it really difficult to go up into these handstands is because the body is not being supported enough. So you've got to try and work on these arm actions all the time, get access to the back. All of this becomes really important. All right, well done. Okay, so we come for Uttanasana now. Stay looking at the screen. We come for Uttanasana. If this is too far down, put your hands a little bit higher, even onto your chair. No problem. And then see, can you take your big toes, but as if your fingers were here? Where would your back be? Or where would your back be? Where would your back be? Would it be broad? Yes, it would. Keep that breadth and broadness. All right. And then extend into Padangusthasana, lifting the buttocks. Lift those buttocks so well. Pull up the kneecaps and thighs. And then see, can you bend into your forward fold? Those of you who can, take your hands for Padahastasana. Okay, and then release in and coming up. Well done, good. All right, just have a look at the screen. We're coming for Adho Mukha Svanasana. So Adho Mukha Svanasana, coming into this action, just have a look. I need the wall for this. You just scrape those heels down. Okay, so once my heels are scraping down, then I've got to see, am I able to lift the spine, pull up the backs of the legs strongly? So just be there for a few moments. Okay, now Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Now those of you who are finding it challenging with the knees, grab your chair and just have a look at the screen and just see what the alternative is. Most of you will know that. Okay, just be there for a little bit longer, just rest down for a moment. Okay, and then coming up. Now I'm going to have the support underneath the buttocks. Now if you need to have a slightly higher support, then do so, that's no problem at all. So we're just going to see how we can connect with this action, how we were working at the beginning of the class. So I'm just going to do a sideways view for you. Pulling off my support. We'll get there in a second. Okay. So what we want to do is to be sure that the legs are connecting and we're lifted. Now, where we were working previously, we had to see that these outer thighs were working, the creases of the thighs were working in Utthita Also, the arms really got that connection with the back. But more importantly, at the very beginning of the class, we had that little bit of a lift here. So you have to see that you find that lift through the body. And then we reconnect with our forward bend. Now, when you're in this position, you've got to reconnect. The spine has got to lift and lengthen. And then you see, can you keep that connection, keep those legs grounding down? Can you keep that connection of the spine? Can you lift from that sacral area? Can you lift from the sacral area? And eventually you have to be careful with this one because it's very, very strong. So you have to see eventually, are you able to keep and maintain that extension through the spine, but also come forward a little bit. Now it doesn't matter if you're not reaching the floor, that's no problem at all. That doesn't happen straight away. If you're to here and just put your hands onto your shins, we're not using the belts. So those of you who've run for your belts, don't run for your belts. This is not about action. This is connecting so much with that lower back and lift, lower back and lift, lower back and lift, lower back and lift. Chest lifting, all of these actions. So be mindful, be careful. If you need more support, take it. If you need to go to the floor, take it. Okay, and then release in. So such a strong action, so you might want to have a go at that. If you find that you get a little bit of soreness on the inner thigh, that really does mean that you need to bring the legs slightly closer for now, only for now. So we just work with that. All right, just have a look at the screen for a moment. I'm going to take the legs together in Dandasana. Now just watch, I'm going to take this leg across like this. It's really quite a strong action. You have to find that softness in the belly, how we were working in the very beginning of the class. The arm comes across. So now the arm against the leg pushes the leg in towards the abdomen. You got to push it in towards the abdomen. You got to see, can you push in towards the abdomen? And lift up. Keeping that connection. Okay, come on then, in it. All right, so taking those legs together and seeing that you take one leg and take it over. And then the arm comes across. So if you're already in that pose, then see that you're getting that connection. See that you're using your upper arm. Can you move a little bit further down? Can you get that action a little bit more? Okay, this is really rinsing everything out. And then straighten the legs, be in Dandasana. And we come to the other side now, bending the leg. And then see, can we take the leg over and hook? So you might find that this is a little bit more tricky. You may find that this is quite challenging. So go and see that you get that turn in action, that connection. Go and see, can you get that turn? Can you get that turn? Can you get that turn? Okay, and then releasing. Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, if you've got a bolster, you can put your feet on a bolster. A couple of cushions from the settee, absolutely fine too. Because these are handy, I'm going to just put these here. If you've got difficulty with folding your knees, then you can take another support, a little bit more support, so that you can have a wider stance. So what I mean by this, your legs are a little bit more supported. Otherwise, we're in this position. Let the abdomen soften. Let the eyes soften. Let the whole body completely let go.